Go up on your chair. Up on your chair. Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and tonight we have an interview with a former 10-time Tough Man champion. That's what I said, 10-time former Tough Man champion, professional boxer, and now he's a celebrity boxer. And that is Pauly the Jinkster Caputi. Did I say
got
it right?
Man. That's it. You getting it. How you doing, man?
I'm doing
glad
good,
to be
man.
on, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking time to come on. I know you're an hour ahead of me, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm on vacation. It's a good week for me, man.
Okay. I know you got a big fight that you're training for. I mean, it's still a couple months out, but I'm sure you're still in the gym.
Oh, yeah. Even more than ever, man.
Okay, so I want to just kind of start from the beginning. How did you even get involved in combat sports to begin with?
Well, back when I was younger in high school, I was getting in a lot of trouble. And, my anger, I had a lot of anger, like a lot of anger issues. And I was lashing out, man, beating people up, getting, thrown out of bars and stuff like that. So I was going to anger management. They told me to go to the gym, hit the bags. I ran into a referee. And he said, you're pretty good on them bags. And he gave me this paper. And his newspaper had, if you think you're tough, enter here for $500. And I entered it, and that's how everything started.
So you just entered the Tough Man competition, and you didn't even have any amateur fights in or nothing. You were just doing street fights.
I was just a street fighter, a bar brawler. I was just one of them type of guys, man, that, nobody messed with, really.
So you go on to win 10 championships in a Tough Man. And now, did you know Damon Feldman before that, or did you meet him during that time?
I met him the first time I ever did one of his Tough Man competitions. I had to fight two guys in one night, and then he was like, I ended up winning it. He said, yo, you got to do it again. I told him I'm not fighting two guys in one night no more. He's like, nah, man, just come on. I'll give you one fight, one guy. And I was like, all right, no problem, man. I did it like 10 times. I was like 10-0 with like 10 first round knockouts. It was like, it might be a record. I'm not sure what the record was, but it was definitely 10-0 with 10 first round knockouts.
So then, is that true that after that he actually is the one that helped you become a professional boxer?
Yeah, he led me in the right direction, gave me the right people. I had a friend of mine, his dad was a big-time manager. They had Miguel Figueroa from Camden. They sent me to North Philly to train. He said, let's see what you got. They liked what they saw. They were sitting at my car after I was done sparring a few guys, and they signed a 3-year deal with me.
Well, that's one way to test somebody, throw them in a gym in North Philly.
I heard you talk. Yeah, you definitely got to know how to fight there, man. At least hold your own anyway.
Yeah, you're either gonna sink or swim there. So.
No, yeah, I heard other people say that before. I'll say it too, man. If you can't fight, you don't belong there, man, at all.
So I don't know if you know this fact, but I wanted to bring this up to you because I mean you're a 10-time Tough Man champion, and now you're celebrity boxing. But are you aware that there's actually a world champion? Well, he's a former world champion now. He lost his title, but Caleb Truex out of Minnesota here, he was in the Tough Man competitions, and he got talked into going into boxing, and he ended up winning a world title. Wow,
that's great. That's something, man. I tried, man. I went pro. I was a little late starter. Went 3-1. Had a couple. At 31, I kind of lost interest, lost the fire, and I got hurt. I was in an accident. I got hurt pretty bad too. It's kind of held me back for years too.
Okay, so now let's talk about your fight real quick. I just want people to. So this is actually a rematch, and you actually it's at the War at the shore at the Showboat in Atlantic City, and you're actually rematching Josh Adams, who goes by Violence, and that's on June 17th, and you're actually fighting for a title. It's a
I accepted
America super middleweight title, right?
Yes, sir. That's it. June 17th, Celebrity Boxing, Atlantic City, Showboat. Come out, man. Come experience something. Let's say that's something different.
So now, let's talk about that a little bit. How different is that than if somebody's already been to an actual boxing match? Tell me the difference between a celebrity boxing match.
I mean, like I said, I've been in all of them, from bare knuckle boxing, regular boxing. I mean, it's just a whole new experience. You get 16 minutes. I guess you could say the red carpet. You get artists that walk you out with songs. It's just it's very exciting. It's like, I guess, like WWE with boxing gloves on. The entertainment, the artists, the songs. I mean, it's pretty wild, man. You meet a lot of people.
And now, how many minutes are the rounds?
The rounds are 3 1-minute rounds with 24-ounce gloves. Pretty big gloves, man.
Okay.
So you do have to be in shape, definitely, man, to do this.
Is there a lot of fights on the card?
The last card was slaying. I think we had like 14 fights on there, and they were all. It's like every fight is like action packed. It's just like
nice
nonstop throwing, man.
So now, if they can't attend the fights in person, is eventually will the clips or the highlights or some of the fights be like up on YouTube or anything?
Yeah. People post. They're live streaming from their phones. I guess people post them later on their websites or stuff like that. But some of the events like Roy Jones and bigger names, that I think they get pay-per-view.
Okay. So
and
now
like
I took a look at your last fight. So
okay.
So now, can you take some criticism?
I beat him every round, man. I beat him every round.
Okay, but I'm a boxing coach though too. So can I give you some
all right?
criticism?
Go ahead, tell me, man.
I mean, you're a one aggressive dude. There's nothing wrong with that. if a dude can't handle a Tasmanian devil, he's in trouble because you were in that guy's face the entire time. But I noticed you like throwing a lot of hooks and not a lot of straight punches, man. If you put some of those jabs and that straight right down the middle with those hooks that you're throwing, those guys are going to be out of there a lot quicker.
Yeah. It's like today, I sparred a guy that's actually fighting on the card, Anthony De Jesus, I think his name is. I went 4 rounds with him today, and he was like actually surprised I could actually box. He was like, "Man, you could actually box." He said, "Why don't you do that? In like the 3 1-minute rounds." I figured this, man. You only got 1 minute. I'm just trying to score and get the guy out of there, man.
No, I get it. It's like an amateur fight. A lot of amateurs do the same thing in the fights. They know they got like 1 minute or a minute and a half or maybe 2 at the most. So they're just going for the points and they're just swinging for the fences. And
that's pretty much how it is in celebrity too. You just a lot of guys, like you're fighting wrestlers. You're fighting like I see a lot of different, like guys that do MMA, kickboxing. I see all guys that did every, regular, just bodybuilders fighting boxers. It's kind of wild, man.
So what type of occupation do you have outside of boxing? What do you do for a living?
I work in manufacturing. I'm a machine operator. I work for Pepsi, local A30 union, Teamsters.
Okay.
Out of New Jersey.
All right.
Everybody knows Pepsi, right?
Yeah, believe it or not, I work for Pepsi.
No, are you kidding me? Get out, man. Small world, brother.
I do. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later off air.
Yeah, I'm a machine operator at Pepsi, man. It's crazy.
So now I heard you in a different interview talking about you like to work with kids too. Tell me about that a little bit.
I mean, a lot of people, ask me if I train their kids. I'll spend time with them, on the weekends. I'll set up little classes. Just go, just basic drills. Just basic footwork, basic drills, nothing to scare you away, nothing to, I don't kill anybody. I make it fun, you know what I mean? And I don't charge. I don't charge anybody, man. I do, just to help people out, keep them out of trouble, try to give them a better life, man. That's all.
So do you consider yourself, now that you've kind of turned your life around and stuff, do you consider yourself a role model?
Absolutely. I believe I do, man. I'm a crowd pleaser. I draw. If you talk to Damon, he's never seen one guy sell so many tickets before in his life. You know what I mean?
Okay. So tell me some boxers that have inspired you in your career.
Well, your buddy, your boy the other day, man. He was like 5 years before I started, man. I think he holds the record. What was it, like 19-0 with first round knockouts? I mean, that guy. I seen him, like I'm a, coming from Philly too, man. I seen the guy around. I was trying to follow his footsteps a little bit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's give him a shout out. Let's give him a shout out. That's Tyrone Brunson for everybody.
Yeah, I want him to corner me, man, for my belt, man.
All right, you hear that, Tyrone? He wants you to corner him for this fight, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be history in the making, man. History in the making, brother. See how fun this is.
At first, though, I took your comments wrong on Facebook, and I thought you were like trying to challenge him to a fight.
No. It's just like, because a lot of people, they take celebrity boxing, I guess, the wrong way. They don't know what it's about. Like I said, I'm 48. It's like I never got that world title, when I was 27, 28 years old. So this is like a second opportunity for me, like a shot at it. You know what I mean? Still, it's just, like I said, it's not one of them Brunson titles, but it's a title. I'll take it.
So do you have any superstitions in boxing?
Nah, not really, man. I just go in there, just. I think I could take everybody's punches. I like to get hit, man. It just turns me on for some reason, and I just go crazy, man.
So you don't have anything. You don't have anything where you got to always put the left shoe on first, or eat a certain meal before every fight, or anything like that?
When I was younger, I used to look at my kid's picture all the time, and it kind of like gave me, like a little do it for your kid type thing. You know what I mean? Just look at your kids and you put them in your head, and it's like you're doing it for your kid. You know what I mean?
Do you have
but now I'm doing it for myself. I'm looking at myself now, man.
Do you have any hobbies outside of boxing?
Oh man, I do everything, man. From bike riding, fishing. I love water tubing down the rivers and stuff like that. I do that every summer with the kids. Tubing up the mountains, in the snow. Anything fun, man. Anything fun, I just like to do, man. I like outdoors, fishing. You name it, man.
So tell me something that you hate about training.
Oh man, I'm 48, man. I work through the pain, brother. You're a trainer, man. I work through bad shoulders, bad joints. I work right through that shit, man.
Yeah, my shoulder was hurt yesterday.
That's what I think it was 8 years ago. I had a rotator cuff tear, man. It just never healed right, but I work through it. Okay,
so tell me the craziest or the funniest story that ever happened to you between you and a boxing fan.
I think it might have been at the fight at the Spectrum. I was on the walk to the ring. I had like 5 or 6 bodyguards walking down with me. An older woman jumped in the middle of the aisle. I think her tongue slipped in my mouth for a split second, and I just kind of tasted it and act like it didn't happen, man.
It
happened. It happened. It happened, brother.
Wow.
I hope nobody saw it.
So if you could be in any other professional sport besides boxing, what sport would you want to go into?
Let's see. I ran track when I was younger. I'm pretty fast. Football, I got good hands. I would say maybe football, maybe a kick returner. I played in high school, played little league. I was very fast. Probably, if I could be a kick returner or maybe like a third down running back, like the smaller running backs, I would definitely do that.
Okay.
It definitely pay more.
Do you remember signing your first autograph?
Wow, that's a good question, man. Yeah, it was at a Lagoon nightclub. It was a 4-round fight. I was the main event for a 4-rounder, and there was a bunch of little kids up on the balcony. They're like signing. I was like, okay. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Nice. Okay, that's always a good memory, right?
It's funny you said that. That's the only one I really remember. Besides, you know, what I mean, I sign flyers for people all the time. Here, sign it. Here, sign it. But my first one, it was definitely a small kid.
So, what's the best advice you've ever gotten from another boxer, and who was it?
Same advice I gave him: consistent and steady. I told him, you know, he was boxing, he was training. He's the same age as me. He shows little videos. I would tell him, you know, give him little words of wisdom. Just stay steady, stay consistent. My last fight with Josh Adams, he said the same thing back to me. And he's not even a fighter, but he's a fan. He said consistent and steady. And you know what? Right back at me, man. Jason Dunlap.
Okay.
Pensalkin.
So, do you have any phobias?
Man, I mean, I have bad anxiety that I hide. You know what I mean? I hide it very well. So I just, you know what I mean? I let anxiety turn into something positive. It's kind of like I kind of channel anxiety into something good. I guess you could say that. You know what I mean? When I get anxious, I just want to do something positive, man.
So, what's the strangest thing you've ever autographed?
The strangest thing I ever autographed. I autographed the back of a woman's dress. That might be my, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So tell me who your boxing Mount Rushmore is. Your top 4 fighters that are your best 4 fighters.
Growing up, I loved Oscar De La Hoya. I was a big Oscar De La. I was a fan of him. I say he was a left-handed fighter that fought orthodox. If you knew that. Brunson, I loved him growing up, watching him. And like I said, he was a knockout artist. That's something you know. People with power, you can't train. You can't train power. I think you would agree with me there. And Mike Tyson, but he was one of my favorite heavyweights. And let's say Fernando Vargas. I just ferocious. I used to love that little thing in front of his head, man. A little bit of hair he had, that little blonde spot. He just, as soon as he cut it, man, he lost everything, man.
Nice. All right. So what type of activity do you do that's therapeutic for you? Something outside of boxing.
Besides boxing?
Yeah.
I mean, I even when I'm not boxing, I'm boxing. So that's kind of another way how I got into celebrity boxing. He saw me training all the time on videos. He said, "Yeah, you look good. You're in shape, man. Do please, you know, do one more for me." And I agreed to it. But you know, I work a lot, man. I work a lot. My kids play flag football. I'm constantly doing something. I have twins that are 8. Well, they just turned 9 now, but I'm constantly running around with them. I got a 21-year-old that he wants to fight now, so I got a lot on my hands, man.
Okay. So if you could go on any reality TV show, which one would you go on?
I was close to Contender, man, the first one. They took 16 guys. I was number 18, man.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was real close. I was on a movie called The Nail, the story of Joey Nardone. It was a story with, you probably know Joey I. It was Joey, you know, Joey I, little cut man. It was one of his shows. You heard of him? Yeah, he was a promoter. He's a cut man. He did a movie, man. I was an extra with Tony Danza.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I was in a movie. It was pretty cool.
And here's a fun fact for fans that don't know this: Tony Danza was a professional boxer, and I believe he had like 7 or 9 fights, right?
Yeah. He's an idiot in real life too. I would like to fight him in real life. He didn't want no autographs, no pictures, nothing, man. He had an attitude problem, man.
Okay. So what motivates you to do all this?
Man, my kids every day, man. I go to work, their faces are on my locker. Just, you know, they give me the drive, man. You could say, I guess they're my why. They're why I do everything, man. The reason why I fight so hard, I train so hard, I do everything, you know, for my family, man.
Have you ever had the opportunity to be in the ring with some big names, to spar any names? Well,
long story short, man, I went 6 rounds with the Italian. What was his name? Chucky Cavalli. He was a light heavyweight champion. I won 6 rounds with him in the gym in Philly. And the trainers, they bet that I would last 6 rounds with him without me knowing it. I got my ass kicked. He was 175. I was 163. For 6 rounds, he kicked my ass, and I was wondering why the hell they were laughing every round. You know what I mean? But and then I found out after the fight, he's a light heavyweight champion of the world. I'm like, oh, you told me. He said I'm a tough mother effer is what he told me, and I kind of took that. I was kind of happy after I found out who he was. They just bet they bet I could last 6 rounds with him.
That's pretty impressive, though. That's got to be a nice memory.
Chucky Cavallo, the Italian sensation, I think his name was, from Trenton. He was like 23-0. He won a title, and then I think he stopped fighting after that. But when I found out who it was afterwards, I was like in shock, man.
No shame in getting your ass kicked by a world champion.
6 rounds of it, man. I like I said, besides being a bigger, heavy guy, man, I gave him mine. I was behind closed doors. That was the best fight of my life, man.
So tell me something you're really passionate about.
Let's see, passion. I guess I'm passionate about who I am. You know what I mean? I help. I love to help people. I like money that I make off these fights. I give back. I donate it. I help people in need. I think my last fight, I helped the family buried their little baby. I mean, I try to help people out, man. I use whatever I can, to promote people, help people. I help small businesses. You know, I don't try to charge anybody nothing, man. Just the feeling of helping people you can't buy.
All right. So I got a fun question for you, and it's just hypothetical, so it doesn't matter which way you answer it. Would you rather spend the evening smoking weed with Mike Tyson or drinking beer with Woody Harrelson?
Man, I might have to go with the Mike bites, man. I might have to hang out with Mike. I heard he's got some good shit, man.
All right.
He's got his own brand out there. It's probably killer. I heard he's got little bites made out of half ears or something, man.
hey, that's an honest answer, though.
I mean, yeah, I'm not a big drinker, so.
Okay. So what's a typical training day for you?
Well, I do work 6 days a week, so when I get, I do a lot of jumping jacks. And like I said, I am 48. I do a lot of jumping jacks. I do everything in rounds. I jump rope. I got a couple rhythm bags, a couple heavy bags, speed bag. I do everything like 4 3-minute rounds is a typical day of each station. And then the day after, I lift light weights. Shadow box for like 2 pounds. The gloves I use are actually 24s now. I'm using heavier gloves for this next fight for training.
Okay.
There was a lot I learned. I mean, like 5 days before the fight, they switched my opponent on me, and I didn't know Josh Adams was southpaw, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. So now I'm actually sparring with a southpaw to make this right.
That's smart.
So it's gonna be a different show, man.
So if you ended up writing a book about your life and all your experiences, what would the title be?
If it's not out already, probably like that movie, The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. How when he jumped off at the end, and nobody knows what happened to him, right? I'd be the same way, but it would be called The Boxer. I'd probably be going out with a bang, my man.
Okay. So tell me a boxer that you believe is more hyped than actual talent.
More hyped than talent. Like Rolly Ramirez. I loved him as a fighter. Can't take everybody saw he just couldn't take a punch, man.
Okay, that's a good one.
He talked a lot, boy. He had people selling houses, man. I almost sold mine. You know what I mean? I'm glad I didn't, but I mean, I liked him as a fighter, but like I said, I don't think he had too much experience going in against Tank. I mean, what was his record? 12-0, 11-0 when he fought Tank.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I
don't think. I mean, for the money, I would have did it for the money. If it was,
So speaking of Tank, what do you think is going to happen Saturday between Garcia and Davis?
Man, who's the underdog? Garcia.
Yeah,
I like the under. I like Garcia, but Tank always seems to get you out of there when he has to, man. Yeah, I don't know if he's just got that raw power. Yeah, he's got them short, strong little. He's got them short punches that just put you down, man. Ryan's a good boxer. He's very fast, and he does got power. So I think it's going to be. I hope it's a good fight.
Well, I think it will be. I think they made predictions on their own, and Garcia said that he thinks he'll get him out of there by 4. But a lot of people think that if Garcia doesn't get Tank out of there by 5, Tank's definitely going to knock him out in between like 8 and 10.
Is that how you feel about it?
I think Tank's going to get him out of there in about 10.
Really? Okay. That's the later rounds. Okay.
Yeah, because Tank's been there before. Tank knows how to set things up. Tank can take you down into deep water. He's going to move around. He's going to test him a little bit in the earlier rounds. He's going to play possum and see how he acts. Garcia's never been in a fight like that before, so this is going to be all new to Garcia with a guy coming at him with power and strength and speed the same as him and with more power than him. So, yeah, I think Tank's going to set him up in about the later rounds when Garcia's trying to really go for it because he knows the fight's almost over, and I think he's going to get caught.
Yeah, good, man. Okay, yeah, I'll be up watching that for sure, man. Not sure where I'll be at, but I'll be watching it.
So, do you play chess?
No, man. I play checkers with the kids, man, but chess, nah.
Well, the reason I ask that is because a lot of boxers do play chess because boxing is human chess and it's a real strategic game. So a lot of boxers actually play it.
Yeah, I heard they're pretty good too. So
go ahead.
I never got into it, man.
Okay. So how do you inspire other people?
I mean, I'm 48. I'm in great shape. I push myself to the limits, and I stay positive. Even on bad days, I act like I'm fine. You know what I mean? I people, they think I'm happy, and even when I'm not, I make bad days into good days. I guess you could say, man. Like I said, I promote my little boxing videos online of me training every day. People tell me all the time, I get my inbox is full on tips and people tell me how much I motivate them. It makes me feel good, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. And there's probably a lot of kids out there, man, that you inspire every day that you're not even aware of it just because you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and I hope, and I tell people this all the time. A lot of people told me this last fight, you're too old to do it. Don't do it. You shouldn't do it. And the more they told me, the more I wanted to do it. So I did it. I had fun with it, and it was to me, it was a great experience. I love being in the ring. I sparred a guy 4 rounds today. That was 190 pounds. We were both bleeding, and I tell you what, I loved it.
Okay. So,
yep.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he's a boxer. He saw me the same thing. He said, "Man, you're aggressive as hell." And then I sparred with him today for the first time. He was actually surprised that I could box. He was like, "Wow, you could actually box." I said, "So I can, but I got 3 minutes in the ring with you. I mean, I could dance around a little bit, but for like I said, 1 minute, I'm trying my hardest to get you out of there."
No, I get your point with that because trying to sit there and jab is pointless. You only have
if I throw 3 punches in a minute, who's going to win? He might get lucky,
So if you could do a celebrity match with anybody in history to be like a big, anybody, an actor, a singer, a boxer, anybody in history, alive or dead, who would be your ultimate celebrity boxing match with?
I'll tell you what, I'd like to fight Marky Mark. I'd like to fight him, man. I'd beat his ass.
You'd like to fight Mark Wahlberg?
I'd fight him at 48. I'd take him on, man.
All right. If anybody out there hears this, I mean, I'm sure Damon's gonna hear it anyways. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to get,
Yeah, Marky Mark. I was a big fan of Marky Mark when he back in the day when he was all ripped up, man. So.
And he trains. He actually.
Yeah, he was a beast. I don't know how much he weighs, but he was a beast.
And he's
a big guy. How big is he, man?
He's got to be pretty close to your size. I bet he's about 180, 175, and he trains all the time, man. I see his videos.
Yeah, that guy stays the same. That guy always motivated me, man.
All right, you and Mark Wahlberg. I'd be interested in seeing that fight, honestly. That would be a good matchup.
I'm a little better looking than he is, though. You know what I mean?
You might have to talk to Damon about that.
Yeah, they call me the Real Rocky. I won a Rocky lookalike contest in Philly. They call me the Real Rocky.
defend your title against him when you win on June 17th.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Josh Adams. Yeah, he's going to get it this time, man.
And just so everybody knows, Josh Adams is actually a professional wrestler, but I mean, he fights as well. But right?
He's in shape. He's in good shape, man. He's about 10 years younger than me, and he tries his best. I can tell you that. He comes to bring it, win or lose or draw. The guy brings it, man. It's going to be an act. The first fight I think was a good fight. I think this fight's going to be even better.
All right. Well, listen. You want to say anything to your fans to make them come out on June 17th?
Just say June 17th. Showboat Atlantic City. Come out. Come support. I got fighters Devin Gant coming up May 6th. I got the Queen fighting on the 13th. Bare knuckle boxing. I think I sent you that link earlier. Well, that's a chick from Jersey. She's also from New Jersey. She's fighting. I
actually sent her a message and see if I can get her on the show too.
Yeah, she's number one contender in her division too.
And I'm gonna throw up the poster for the fight right now too, just so everybody can see it real quick. So write down the information.
June 17th. Get your tickets. Code Caputi at checkout. I didn't get paper tickets yet. As soon as I have them, I will let everybody know. Please come out support. Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on for the interview. Good luck in the fight, man. I hope
you got it, man. You'll definitely hear about it, man. You should come check one out sometime if you can, man. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I'm definitely going to try to catch it on YouTube or wherever the fight gets aired after the fact, because I definitely want to, I wanted to bring Josh Adams on with you on this one, but I couldn't get a hold of him or he wasn't hitting me back, so it would have been
cool. He's probably out wrestling. He's out wrestling somebody right now.
He needs to be training in the ring.
He's out wrestling. So I was thinking about going to watch his match, man. I might disrupt his match.
Really?
He's got a match Saturday. I might be like a guest appearance. I might show up by accident.
Nice.
I might ruin his whole party.
All right. Well,
if I do, you'll hear about it.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a good night, man, and I appreciate you coming.
All right, John, you got it. Be good, be safe, and thanks for having me on the show, man.
All right. And the truth has spoken.
You got it.